what's going on, boys and girls? So we are here with another video, but this one is a continuation of a video I did a couple months ago about hardware and getting started here on YouTube. Well, I wanted to look at software. Now, do know, I talked about going into this on a budget. The budget originally was low. So we talked hardware. Now let's talk software and how you can essentially, once you buy that machine, spend $0 or pesos or whatever you want to, your monetary system is zero on it and all the software you need to do it. So first off, if you bought that used HP EliteBook 8760W that I recommended, that this is actually being recorded on, it might come with Windows, it might not. Yeah, you could try, you could pirate Windows, you could, which I would not recommend, or you can install a free operating system. And I'm going to give two recommendations. Now these are Linux, and these two versions of Linux. One is called Manjaro. This is if you need bleeding edge software all the time. It has a more consistent release update cycle with how software is distributed. With that, it has its cons in that it can potentially break. No, it doesn't. I'm not saying it does, because I'm actually using Manjaro on this. But I'm saying if you are more concerned about 100% reliability, I would not recommend Manjaro. If you are looking for rock solid base, don't care, you don't really update applications all that often, I'm going to actually probably recommend one that most people probably heard of, and it's called Ubuntu. With snaps and Flatpaks and app images and the like being available now, it makes updating applications a whole lot better than how it used to be. But the base, if you're using the 1804 LTS base, it's rock solid. I have not had many issues with 1804 at all on any system I've installed it on, other than the fact that it runs GNOME. But that's a personal flavor thing. So that's the free base system you can use to start recording from. But you're going to need recording software. And what are you going to use? Well, here's the thing. OBS, Open Broadcaster Software / Studio, OBS Studio, call it whatever you want. Multiplatform, Mac, Windows, Linux. Great piece of software. Love it. I would put this, honestly, above things like XSplit. Now, that might be shooting for the moon, but you know how many people use this piece of software? There are broadcast studios that actually use this free piece of software. Okay, so you got the recording of your desktop going on, for those videos and all this other stuff. You're using OBS, but you want that kick-ass entrance and, introduction to your videos, but you don't have After Effects. And why are you going to go and pay for an Adobe Creative Cloud license just for After Effects when, things like Blender are around? Blender is a great piece of software if you are willing to put in the time. If you do not understand After Effects already, then this is completely within your realm to go with, because you don't have any bad habits. You don't have a particular way of learning or how things are, like, this should be this way. You don't have any preconceived notions on how something should be. The interface takes some getting used to, though they have updated and fixed a lot of the issues that Blender did have in that regard. But if you're looking for that, nice intro, add some particle effects and a few other things, this is hands down the end all, go to all for me. There are other things like Natron and a few other things, but the feature and function, Blender, hands down. Next up, you're going to want a video editor once all of that is taken care of and you are done recording, but you got to chop up some few things and tie some few videos together or fix some other stuff. First one up, Kdenlive. Kdenlive to me is if you are a YouTuber using Linux, this is your default application. This is the one there is no question you go to. I am a fan of all the other video editors. I still use Kdenlive though, because to me, feature, function, form, and all the other stuff, bar none, hands down, the best. There is one small problem if you are trying to do all this software, which is completely across the board, barring the operating systems, runs on Mac, Windows, and Linux. Kdenlive might not be for you. You can compile it on Mac OS, I believe through Mac ports, but I think the Windows version has been abandoned a long, long time ago. So that's how we go into these other two. If you need something more than a prosumer-ish level video editor, that is Multiplatform. Lightworks, hands down, nobody asked. It is not a comparison. The free version does have a few limitations, but if you need something more, or if you are just exploring different video editors, Lightworks, hands down. The limitations on it, I believe, are 1080p if you have a Vimeo account tied to it. That might have changed. But most of us are completely fine with 1080p. I mean, I only do 1080p at 60. So I'm not doing exactly 4K here. But if you are more the prosumer level, Lightworks might be a little overkill. So if you're going to want something multi-platform, why not use Shotcut? Mac, Windows, Linux, all works. The interface, to me, is a little clunky-ish. I would consider this something that destroys the Windows 10 video editor and more feature-rich than iMovie, but interface-wise, kind of clunky. Personal preference. So, now that you've done all that, but you got to tweak your audio. You export it and you find that your audio is a little jacked. How do you fix that? Audacity. It's a cross-platform, free and open source audio editor. This is like the default for pretty much anybody looking to get into audio editing. Anybody that does most podcasts actually use this. There's a lot to love about Audacity. Very, very featureful. Doesn't have everything, but for a $0 application, free and open source, it's a great application. The interface, you might not like, but it's a great multi-track audio editor. I love it. I use it to correct a lot of my audio issues when I have them. So there's that one. Now, if you need something a little better looking, because let's be honest, Audacity is a little hit or miss in that regard. If you need something a little better looking, if you need something that is a little more intuitive, perhaps in the UI, I got this one recommended to me a while ago, and I love using it because it fixes some of my complaints about Audacity. Ocean Audio. Pretty much all the complaints I have about Ocean Audio, Audacity, is fixed with Ocean Audio. The one caveat I will take is that I find it's not quite as powerful as Audacity, but it's not trying to be. So, as you can tell just from the UI is slicker, the UI looks better. The way things are handled, open files and all the other stuff, that is far and away more intuitive than how Audacity deals with stuff. So, okay, you've spliced together your video, you have edited your audio and fixed it, got it all going, and now you're uploading to YouTube or, pick video site. And it's time to put up a thumbnail. So you hit print screen. Well, you kind of need that video title somewhere in that screen capture, don't you? That's where GIMP comes in. GNU, Image Manipulation Program. GIMP is a great application that once certain things, it has its limitations being what it is, but it is very, very well usable for a thumbnail or a background. It is a great tool for 99.9% of YouTube video users as far as content creators. The problem I'm seeing with a lot of these bigger YouTubers is like, oh, you need to go into the Adobe sphere, and you don't. Now, say you want to create a custom thumbnail, like something from original artwork, because a lot of people like to do like the cartoonified versions of themselves, add some different, just be different in their artwork and their thumbnails. That's where Krita comes in. Krita is specifically for image creation. I cannot stress that enough. Image creation. GIMP can do it, but I find that Krita is far and away a better option for it. Hands down, the UI is simplified, but if you dig around, you don't even have to really dig. Like, you look around and you can find that Krita is very, very powerful, and it's free. So that takes care of your base operating system if you need one. That takes care of your recording software. That takes care of your animation software for effects. That takes care of your video editors. That takes care of your audio editors to fix audio issues, and takes care of your thumbnails. Now the only thing left for you guys to do is, well, put in the title, put in the description, put in some tags. That's on you. So here's the thing. While this costs $0, all the software completely free, as in price. If you find these projects and these services and whatnot useful, donate, pay for it, send them money. These guys give their time. Everybody's time. If there's one thing that these developers are giving, is time. And if there's one currency that is completely unreplaceable in our lives, is time. Because it's the only thing we can never get back. We can get back money. Give these guys something for giving their one and only currency they can't get back, to show that you appreciate it. So if you make money, donate to a project, pay for a service. And there you go. Not necessary, but if you do use these projects and find them useful, I highly, highly suggest you donate to them. And with that ties up this getting started on YouTube, the software aspect. So any recommendations you guys have, you guys know what to do, right? You guys know what to do. Comment, rate, subscribe, and peace out.